Swarup Sanatana Rupa Raghunatha Yoga Shiva Prabhu Lokanath Yoga Shiva Prabhu Lokanath Daya Karo Sri Acharya Prabhu Srinivasa Daya Karo Sri Acharya Prabhu Srinivasa Ramachandra Sangamage Narottama Dasa Ramachandra Sangamage Narottama Dasa Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Doya Koramare Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Doya Koramare Tomavina Ke Doyalu Jagat Samsare Tomavina Ke Doyalu Jagat Samsare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Jai.
Kishi Nitai Sachi Sutta Ki
Jai.
Kishi Jagannath Baladev Shabhata Ki Jai Hari Sishwara Ki
Jai.
Rama Sankirtanam Ki
Jai. Jai. Hari Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
We
Krishna.
welcome all devotees from Harinam Mandir, and we hope you have a nice stay here in Paris. It's not the easiest, you could say, in terms of, especially with the bus. It's a little hard to park the bus in Paris. What's your plan today?
We will go towards Zurich, but first because it's on the way.
Go towards
Paris.
where?
Zurich,
Today.
today.
You're
So,
leaving Paris today.
yeah, we will do morning Harinam.
Pardon? You're not staying today. You're driving away today. We thought you were staying overnight tonight too.
No, it's not possible. Yesterday with 3.5 hours driving and looking for place for
Oh
staying,
my
I'm tired like anything.
Too much. Huh?
And now bus is around airport,
Oh my God.
and we came by taxi back,
Oh.
and now we hope bus will come. And morning Harinam we will do in center of Paris, and then we go and sleep on the road. It's much more better.
Yeah.
When we all together sleep in one place.
Yeah. It's very difficult in Paris. We know that the parking is so high. Why don't you get class?
No, I want to hear you.
I want to hear you. You're only here for one day. You thought you were staying longer and we expected tomorrow or the day after closing.
Yeah, I was also hopeful that.
Oh, it's a shame. Well, you get class, come on.
No.
All those in favor, please put your hands
Actually, we scared too.
up.
Actually, we scared.
Terrified.
Who wants Maharaj will give class?
Okay, Maharaj should get class. That's so crazy. That's crazy. What time do you plan to leave?
After breakfast, we go and do Harinam. Because in midday it's too hot.
It's going to
Too
be
hot.
boiling hot. They're expecting 37, 38 today.
So we will do morning before. You go, Tulsi? Go? Morning, Harinam.
Yes. King Kalinga, what do you think? King Kalinga. Yes. You play King Kalinga in our drama. What do you think? Yes. You go also?
Yeah.
You want Nataraj? You go with me?
Maharaj, you go also?
No, I can't. I mean, this is program is all upside down. We plan to go with you tomorrow. I got, all different schedule today. Okay, well. By cheating methods, by fear. Whatever else you had. What type of spontaneous devotion is this? You're keeping it all in fear. I don't know, is there any ordered verse?
52.
Pardon?
52.
So it looks like there's only purport for a few verses, and most like we'll go on to 58. Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
We're reading from text 52 from the Adi Leela, chapter 5 of the Chaitanya Charitamrita, and this chapter is entitled The Glories of Lord Nityananda Balaram. So I'll probably just read through a few verses. It's not a verse on a board anywhere, is there? No. We're going to 58, which does have very reasonable purport. No purport in between. Vaikuntha Vidyaika Chijala Nini Ananta Paratara Naika Vidihi. Surrounding Vaikuntha is a mass of water that is endless, unfathomed, and unlimited. Vaikuntara Prithvivyadi Sakala Chinmai Maika Bhuttara Tati Janmanahi Hai. The earth, water, fire, air, and ether of Vaikuntha are all spiritual. Material elements are not found there. Chinmaya Jalase Paramakaram Jarai Kakana Ganga Patita Pavam. The water of the Karna ocean, which is the original cause, is therefore spiritual. The sacred Ganges, which is but a drop of it, purifies the fallen souls. Seta Karananave Se Sankarshan Apanara Eka Angshe Karene Sharan Shayan. In that ocean lies a plenary portion of Lord Sankarshan. Mahashvashta Purushatino Jagatkaram Adyavatar Kare Mayaya Ikshan. He is known as the first Purusha, the creator of the total material energy. He, the cause of the universes, the first incarnation, cast his glance over Maya. Maya Shakti Rahe Karana Vadira Bahire Karana Samudra Maya Parashite Nare. Maya Shakti resides outside the Karna ocean. Maya cannot touch its waters. And then text 58. Teta Mayara Dui Vida Avasiti. I don't know if you have it on your phone, maybe one or two. Jagatara Upadana Pradhana Prakriti. We can say the word for word. Is someone getting a Russian translation? Is it required? Ukrainian translation? You sure? Can you understand or not? I don't understand. We all Anyway, let's see what the prayer quote says. Seta Mayara Dui Vida Avastiti Jagatara Upadana Pradhana Prakriti. Please repeat. Say. That.
Right.
Ta. Certainly. Mayara. Of the material energy.
Of the material energy.
Dui Vida. Two varieties. Avastiti. Existence. Jagatara. Of the material world. Upadana. The ingredients. Pradhana. Name Pradhana. Prakriti. Material nature. Very bright today. You must be happy seeing all the Sankirtan devotees here. We're sad you're all leaving. Maya has two varieties of existence. One is called Pradhana or Prakriti. It supplies the ingredients of the material world. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Maya, the external energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is divided into two parts. Maya is both the cause of the cosmic manifestation and the agent who supplies its ingredients. As the cause of the cosmic manifestation, she is known as Maya, and as the agent supplying the ingredients of the cosmic manifestation, she is known as Pradhana. This is some kind of cushion I can put here to rest my back on something. An explicit description of these divisions of the external energy is given in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, chapter 24, text 1 to 4. Maybe we have that book here, 11th canto, chapter 24. Do we have it in the library? Why no availability? We have it, but it's not available. What does that mean? No key. Where's the key?
But it's not working. I can't go and try it.
We have books, but we can't access them.
Would you like the verse here?
Yeah, we will, but later after the purpose. Good, thank you for having it on your mobile phone. Elsewhere in Srimad Bhagavatam, 10:63:20, the ingredients and the cause of the material cosmic manifestation are described as follows. What is chapter 24 chapter 63 of the 10th canto? Does anyone know? Who is that, or what chapter is that? Other than Tulsi, you can look it up, otherwise you might have to refer. Pardon?
Lord Krishna fights with Banasura.
Lord Krishna?
Fights with Banasura.
Fights with Banasura. Amazing. So who's this statement by? Kalo Daivam Karma Jiva Svabhavu Dravyam Shetram Prana Atma Vikaraha Sangato Vijaroha Prabhas Tvanmai Shatam Nishedam Prapadye. Oh my Lord, time, activity, providence and nature are four parts of the causal aspect, Maya, of the external energy. The conditioned vital force, the subtle material ingredients called the dravya, and material nature, which is the field of activity where the false ego acts as a soul, as well as the 11 senses and 5 elements, earth, water, fire, air, and ether, which are the 16 ingredients of the body. These are the ingredient aspects of Maya. The body is generated from activity, and activity is generated from the body. Just as a tree is generated from a seed, that it is generated from a tree. This reciprocal cause and effect is called Maya. My dear Lord, you can save me from this cycle of cause and effect. I worship your lotus feet. I'm not sure who's speaking there. Someone can check if you wish. Although the living entity is primarily related to the causal portion of Maya, he is nevertheless conducted by the ingredients of Maya. These forces work in the causal portion of Maya. Three forces work in the causal portion of Maya: knowledge, desire, and activity. The material ingredients are a manifestation of Maya as pradhana. In other words, when the three qualities of Maya are in a dormant stage, they exist as prakriti, avyakta, or pradhana. The word avyakta, referring to the non-manifested, is another name of pradhana. In the avyakta stage, material nature is without variety, accessible to all causes. Probably mysterious to us in one sense, although we may that logically speaking we're beyond and above that which is seen. Generally we can understand that, at least a little theoretically. There's a difference between the seer and the seen. But within this material world, because we identify with this material ingredient, this cause aspect of Maya, we're under her influence, forgetting her identity, etc. And even that becomes, a material analysis. To see beyond the realm of the phenomenal world from our tool is just not within their grasp. This is something which is revealed by the Lord, the revelation. So we can analyze it, although it's said here that through Sankhya philosophy one maybe understand one's separate identity apart from this material energy, apart from Maya. But it's a very difficult process, very difficult analysis, trying to understand all the ingredients within the material realm, the causes going way back to the very origins, material energy, and so on and so forth. It's a very, very difficult process. Of course, we find this description to a certain extent in the second canto, third canto of Bhagavatam, as a pre-necessity to go through this that we're going through now, the Srimad Chaitanya Charitamrita. Many devotees, or to speak of the public, find that this is somewhat difficult reading, somewhat difficult to understand. It's almost like a test for some devotees. See it as a test. You have to go through this before you get to the real substance, the nectar, of the Chaitanya Charitamrita, the first few chapters. But it's essential that we just hear attentively. It has an amazing effect on our consciousness. Even if fools like me I'm not able to analyze it. Maybe if I really put my attention and study to it, we could get a little bit of, clarification. I'm not the right person for that, at least at this stage. Although we've read it several times, it's, to a certain extent we may grasp everything, under the Maya in this material. Maya is under Krishna's direction, and we can repeat what we've heard here, there, and everywhere. Very interesting, or maybe convincing. and so on and so forth. But ultimately, you know, unless one understands the signal significant factor of all, which we see described in earlier stages of the Chaitanya Charitamrita, the purpose behind it all, and the means of understanding that purpose, the importance of the various tattvas. This is certainly a tattva, and what can I say, unqualified to go into a deep analysis of the Buddhism. As even Brahma said, I leave some of these scientific descriptions to my scientific devotees to go deeper into. And sometimes we find, just like here, no purports, practically speaking, for most of these verses. And for many devotees, it's something which we read, and obviously some have an intensive interest in going deeper and deeper into the details here. We accept, yes, everything's coming from Krishna. Everything's under Krishna's direction. The Maya is very powerful. Maya, when you hear the Satyuga, Kriti Yuga, that all living entities were practically self-realized. Practically self-realized. And they could see everything in its oneness as well. In other words, they could see everything in relationship to the absolute. They may be Maya about it. But in terms of the point of view of devotional service, seeing everything in relationship with Krishna, even if we don't fully understand it in all of its various ingredient causes and efficient causes of the material energy, the Maya is the cause of all the ingredients, as well as the various forms that are constructed from those ingredients, how the living entity is then, according to how it interacts with those ingredients in a format stage, so to speak, how the interaction between the living entity and those ingredients causes his future bodies within this material world. All this is going on magic from the point of view of the conditioned soul. Maya is this acting in this way, and we're just like on the stage, like a director of a great drama. There was one song, I don't know who it was by, one Karmi music who was actually into this, I think maybe, I don't know, quintet. That Maya is the director, we're all on the stage, it's like material life, it's like a drama, and Maya is the director. We're all playing various false parts in this drama. Pick it up from someone. Yes, Maya is like the director of the drama in one sense, but not whimsically, according to the living entity's desire, as mentioned here. The material, Prabhupada describes in the second canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, the material would exist simply because of the desire of the living entity. Simply by desire. Everything is based on desire, ultimately. Spiritual, material, all based on desire. Krishna is reciprocating with the living entity's desire. Time immemorial. And in this material, our desires under, because we have the false identity with the body as the self, the false ego. Therefore, our desires are all related to an illusion, or to this temporary manifestation of the Lord's energies. We want higher position, we want to go to heaven, we want to avoid suffering, we want to increase our sense gratification, etc., etc. And according to our karma, the Maya, under the direction of the Lord, arranges various situations for us. And we sometimes don't know. We don't know why. Why is one person born in the body of a dog? Somebody is born in a family of whatever, religious, so-called religious people. Somebody is born in a family of poverty-stricken atheists, or whatever it may be. Whatever. Why? There's a cause. We can't say, oh, it's just Maya, she is responsible for this. Start blaming Maya, or God beyond Maya if we would see it. But no, this is our own desire. It's all of our own thing. We are responsible for our situation. This helps us to realize this. Helps us to realize just how much we are in ignorance, how much we are under the influence of the material energy. Awakens a desire, maybe a desire to try to understand this. Maybe you have this Sankhya inclination also, try to analyze these things, Some do. It's a very interesting subject, especially for those who do. But ultimately, what is the use unless one gets out of it? The whole principle is to get out of the material condition, become free of the influences of Maya, illusion. And not just to get free, but to understand what is their real position. It's like a man in a prison, they have the desire to get free of the prison. But that's not the end of it, unless the tendencies are changed, unless that false ego is changed, false identity, unless we understand our true identity and understand the relationship of all the energies with the Supreme, or with the origin of all, Sarva Karana Karana, cause of all causes. That's one understands at least that much. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, one who understands me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead without doubt is understood as the knower of everything. So it's not necessarily one knows every fine detail. Some may know more of this, some may know more of that. Okay. But the main thing is to understand how everything is related to Krishna and how everything can be engaged in Krishna's service. Obviously, if one's preaching in scientific circles, if one's preaching in circles of persons who are very, let's say, very aware of the different ingredients and the material energy, they've studied very carefully Sankhya Yoga, then one would have to have the Vaishnava, or the Shastric understanding of these subject matters in order to bring them to Krishna consciousness. But the whole goal is to come to Krishna consciousness. The whole goal is to see everything in relation. That's the oneness, as Prabhupada says here. I don't know if Prabhupada or if it was the 11th canto, but the oneness of love. The oneness of love. The whole idea is to bring us Bahunam Jamanam and Tegyanam. After many, many births, such persons who may be very maturely developed in some ways, but it takes many, many births before ultimately one realizes the essential feature. How is everything related to Krishna? That is beyond the material perception of the living entity. It is beyond. It cannot be like. It's like Srila Prabhupada writes in his Bhagavad Makine Bhagavad Dharma, by your will, all living entities have come under the influence of the material energy. By your will, they can all be released from the material energy. That doesn't exclude the living entity's responsibility. It sounds like it. It sounds like the living entity is just unfortunate. You happen to be in the wrong place when Krishna threw a bunch of living entities under the influence of Maya. It doesn't work like that. It's according to our will. But without the will of the Lord, not a blade of grass moves. Everything happens by His will. So the living entities are placed in this material energy, under the influence of the material energy by will. The living entities, according to Srila Prabhupada, because of the living entity's desire, the material energy is there. So we're placed here by will. And but without Krishna's will, there is no material energy, and neither we are placed here. He places us here. It's His will. It's not, in one sense, it's not His will, you could say, but it is also His will. Because He's reciprocating with the living entities accordingly. And similarly, the living entities are delivered by His will. In other words, by His arrangement, by His action, by Him, not by us. We have desire. That's what the living entity is generally understood, although he's one of the 5 doers, but ultimately he's not understood as a doer. All the activities around us are carried out by the 3 modes of the nature of the living entity. It's simply a witness according to the level of consciousness of the material energy around and absorbed in that material energy due to false ego. Completely absorbed. Totally absorbed. So the process of devotional service is a little bit easier. It's a process of utilizing whatever we're absorbed in, whatever we identify with, of utilizing that in a way which will release us from the influences of Maya, from the false ego, and so on and so forth. To release us from this false understanding is false attachment, false perception. Attachment is natural, perception is the nature of the soul. So it's just a matter of what we are focused on and our knowledge or understanding of our relationship with that which we're focused on. The devotional service clears that up. It achieves the purpose of both release from the material energy and realization of our actual identity. Which Sankhya Yoga only may come to a certain point of realizing oneself apart from this material energy, but not necessarily understanding one's actual constitution. This is the, you see, Bhakti Yoga is considered the highest of all yogas because it is a path which can reveal the grace of Krishna also. Can reveal everything, no matter what it is. One may not need to know it. Even sometimes we hear devotees, they're illiterate, practically speaking. But Krishna reveals everything to them as and when the need is there. Whatever is necessary, whatever is relevant. What need is of all this detailed information Krishna explains about his, various energies and how they interact with a single spark of my splendor. I support and pervade this entire material creation. It comes from the spark of his splendor. And ultimately that's the goal of it all. This chapter is the glories of Lord Nityananda Ram. And this most glorious character is described here. Also how from Lord Nityananda everything expands before Balaram. Everything expands, the various chapters deal with everything, all the various fourfold forms of the Lord, and from Sankirtan, how the various Purusha avatars expand. Everything is coming like the expansive form of the Lord, even the support, the material, spiritual and material, you could say. They're all, Lord Balaram is making all these arrangements, and even the Purusha avatars are coming from him. So that's from Lord Balaram is Nityananda. So everything comes from Nityananda, and release from this material energy comes from him. Everything is by his grace. We're in this world, we're under this influence, whatever influence it is, by his grace, and we can get out of it by his grace. And so Prabhupada writes, my will, you kindly release them. And what is the process of release? At least the process of becoming freed from the material influence given by Srila Prabhupada. He said, the understanding of Srimad Bhagavatam. So I can understand, I'm still a long way to go, you could say. I don't fully understand all these things by any means. But we do try, at least we try to apply the principle of realization, the principle of devotional service, which is the essence of the Bhagavatam, engaging ourselves in the service of the pure devotees of the Lord. This is what frees us, Mr. Prayeshu, Badrishu, Nityam Bhagavata Sevya, and free the living entities from the influence of the three modes of nature, and come to the level of pure goodness, where one's, by the grace of Krishna, where one's vision becomes purified, and see things for what they are, and not through the coverings of the material energy. One is no longer attracted to the glittering show of Maya, whatever form it takes. Even if we're the ant's body, we're still captivated by Maya's show. Become free of that show. It's very strong. This material energy is very powerful, very difficult to overcome. For those who surrender to me can easily cross beyond. The surrendering process is, generally speaking, surrender is not a word that most people are very happy with, unless it's surrender to me, do what I say. They may like that, but most individuals don't like the idea of having to surrender. Unavoidable. We've all surrendered to Maya, every living entity. How to get out of that? Krishna said, you surrender to me and I'll release you. Release this from this covering of the material energy. What is that surrender? Well, different times, which yugas, the process may have been different, no doubt. Following the Vedic directives, the directions of sadhus, saintly persons give those directions. Kali Yuga, the direction is quite simple because people don't have much brain substance. Manda Samanda Matyo Mogam, Manda Bagu, Badrita. This age of Kali, people are a bit stupid. They're already covered, huh? It's Kali Yuga. Don't have much time or energy or ability. Intelligence is very covered. Lazy, quarrelsome, misguided, and always disturbed, short-lived. A disturbing age. Therefore, Krishna Varanti Shah Krishna Sango Pangashta Parishtam. Yoga Sankitanam Kriya. Ejanti in this age of Kali, intelligent persons worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead by the performance of Sankirtan Yoga. Quite simple. The Lord has made it very simple. Shortcut method made. But He's made the process very simple. But that doesn't mean to say that we don't. We remain just, fools. Study of the Shastra is essential. But the chanting of the holy name is the essential process given by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, time is ticking and you have to get out on Sankirtan. Breakfast is ready or not? Is breakfast ready? Is it ready? 9 o'clock.
It should be ready.
Yeah, it should be ready. Should be.
Waiting. Yeah, it's ready.
Whether it is or not. Anything? Let's say clarify, add, or correct. Thank you, it's over.
About getting out of this material energy, and I have a question. If a person don't have even genuine interest in Krishna like a person and his associate, so can he go back to Godhead or not? Because often we hear that in one lifetime coming back to Godhead,
A person who's not interested, did you say?
even in for example in Krishna's associates,
Krishna's
he
associate.
he wants to go back to Godhead, but he does not have real interest in his associates even. So does he have any chance to go back to Godhead?
He doesn't have interest in
In Krishna's associates.
Krishna's associate.
No associates.
He doesn't have any interest in association of Krishna.
In associates,
Yeah,
friends,
Krishna's
or
associate.
yeah,
Can he go back to Godhead?
yeah.
What will he do there?
So, but I'm asking this because often we hear in elections that
Yeah.
in one lifetime go back to God, but okay.
If we don't have any interest in Krishna's associates, can we go back to Godhead? What do you think?
No, that's
No! You think no?
I think no.
I agree with you. Anyone else?
Yeah, I can say something.
Huh?
Once,
Not too long, please.
no,
Keep it short.
this devotee was giving class about go back to God and this and that. I remember Bhakti Maharaj used to say, if we look deep within our heart, we can understand that we don't want to go back to God actually.
Well, that may be another point.
Yeah.
Do we really want to go back to Godhead, or is it just
So
you know,
then,
sentiment which isn't really based on reality?
wait a minute, God, it's not finished. And then I was thinking, so what's the chance to go to be desired to go back to God? And then this, this Gandharvika, daughter of Godamandala, I think she said an interesting thing. She says, by associating with people who wants to go back to God.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, that's what our whole line, isn't it? I mean, what do we, in this conditioned state, what do we do? No, or what are we? We associate with those who have it. That's what this whole principle is, isn't it? Aren't you attached? Aren't you attached to Srila Prabhupada and our acharyas? If we're not, we're not very advanced, we're not very developed. We understand at least some degree of that attachment. We're attracted. Are you not? What are you doing here if you're not attracted to Prabhupada? What are we doing? Is Prabhupada not an eternal associate of Krishna, a confidential associate of Krishna? Bhakti Siddhanta Maharaj, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, and Rohitam Das. And the list is unending. Isn't it? don't you have an attraction for them? I think every devotee has an attraction to some degree, isn't it?
So,
Maybe Raghunath Das, maybe Hari Das. They come here to, we have no idea what the associates of Krishna are, or what they're up to. We may be simply envious if we ever hear it. But in the association of those who are eternal associates who come into this world, then we have, they're attracted to us. We may not know all the details, and in fact, you may not be attracted to certain aspects of the spiritual realm, and certain devotees, hopefully not attracted to Mayavad at least. We may not be attracted to the form, we're not on a level to analyze that now, but even in this world, certain devotees will attract us more than others. Don't you get that? Don't you find that when you read, say, for instance, Chaitanya Charitamrita? Certain personalities inspire you. Don't you get that? And it changes over a period of time. You never noticed? You must have noticed. You're intelligent. You must have noticed. You know, if you look back, of course, I don't know how many years you've been practicing, but in this life. But if you look back, 50 years ago, I mean, Chaitanya Charitamrita, where did we get? I can't remember, 1974 or something it came, almost 50 years ago. We have what we have, we read what we read, and certain persons stood out. I was really attracted to Raghunath Das Goswami. And then later on, and Hari Das Thakur became, I was really focused on, hearing and chanting and finding out the whole analysis on it, about hundreds and thousands of pages about Hari Das Thakur. It really captivated my attention. And later on, maybe other personalities, for various reasons, the mood of King Prataparudra became it's all given by Prabhupada. It's all through Srila Prabhupada's mercy. His mood became very attractive. Not that, he's whatever level he's on. But his mood of how to actually get the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very significant. And then, different stages, you're coming attracted to the Lord's eternal associates who appear in different forms and different ways necessary to help us to move forward in spiritual lives. They're here now. They're not dead and gone. They're here now. Prabhupada is asking them, please. He's brought them to us. Chaitanya Charitamrita, like that. We associate with persons who, on their level, we associate with persons who are serious about Krishna consciousness, as Vajatamriya said, quoting Gandharvika. Persons who want to. Well, maybe that, again, can be seen relatively. As someone else said, Vajradharma said the same thing. Do we really want to go back to Godhead? That's the question. Or are we still thinking about enjoying the material ingredients? Or are we still on the subtle platform? Well, look at me. I'm more knowledgeable. I'm more this. I'm more renounced. I'm more so-and-so. And we're still on subtly in Maya. So it depends. But it's a step-by-step process, and because of the grace of pure devotees, hopefully we gradually get free of all of this, obstacles. Yes, go on, Ash.
Right, and how can we capture the attention and receive the service of such eternal associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu?
How can we capture the attention and receive the service of such eternal associates of the Lord? How we can enter into serving them, or in the mood of their devotion to the Lord? How can we do that? Well, this is the Sankirtan movement, at least at our stage. Srila Prabhupada is our link, we can say for sure, and whoever's following him helps us to solidify or understand that link, or enter into the link. That will come clearer and clearer on as we progress in spiritual life as to the particular details involved in there, but the general principle is Sushushroshadana Silvasaki Davuchi. So we serve those devotees who are free from all vice by such service, great service is done. And what is the result of that? We develop an attraction to hearing the messages of Godhead. And as we serve, that attraction will naturally develop, and it will evolve and grow and grow and grow. We put into practice their general directions, and maybe specific directions will also become. In the beginning, it may be basically this, that, and the other. We can all probably remember when we first came, wash the pots, clean the toilets, clean the car, drive the car, boil the milk, wash the floor, go on Sankirtan, and then you get Brahmins, go on the altar, clean the altar, cook for the deities, then you go give a lecture, do this, do that, do this, do that as we go through our lives. And that's all indeed within the nine-fold process of devotional service, but it may not be clear yet at that stage exactly, what is our constitution, constitutional service. So at this stage, it would be according sometimes time, place, and circumstance, sometimes according to our condition, nature, sometimes it may be according to the, Christians got his other plans, he put them in situations, release us from certain obstacles, etc., etc. It's all based upon following the guideline, the direction of the pure devotees of the Lord. Krishna is in the heart, he's the Guru who will also be guiding us into different situations appropriate to release us from whatever is blocking us on our path of spiritual life. How do we enter into that association, that mood? That naturally comes as simultaneously as well, if that's our will, desire. It comes as we become freed of anarchists in the process of devotional service. The heart becomes cleansed. We start to see things a little bit more clearly, less coated or tinged by the modes of nature or various conditional perspectives. Bhakti Siddhanta Maharaj said, we simply have to expose ourselves, our conscious